Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
Scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Oh, there we go. What up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry, guys. We're getting things set up. Just got back from the Cosmic Summit. Actually, late last night. My thing was super late. Hello, everybody in the Pilled chat. Hello, everyone as well in the Rumble. Thank you guys for being here. Okay. Man, I am in a good mood, man. It has been an awesome weekend. If you were at Cosmic Summit and we hung out, thank you for being there. Thank you for being a supporter. The amount of people that came up to me that were like, "Hey, I'm a huge fan of your work. You know, keep doing what you're doing." Random people just want to come shake my hand, say, "Huge fan of your work." You know, it was awesome, and got to hang out with a lot of people that are, you know, I've been hanging out, watching the stream for a long time. So it was really great. In addition to that, I got some magic cards. That was pretty sweet. So I did a magic card opening. People are like, "Why did you do magic card opening?" My brother was in town because I'm Margot. And, you know, he kind of convinced me to buy these cards. Turned out to be a really good investment. And I played some magic cards because I'm really good at magic cards like that. And I won 2 more boxes of those cards, guys. Yes, 2 more boxes of those cards. Now, will Wizards of the Coast give them to me? I don't know. Last time I won some shit like this, I got this sheet instead because they screwed me over. So we'll find out. We will find out. Okay, we've got, I guess, Doofus Dave made another video, guys. I'm not even really going to respond. Like, if you want a response, just watch the last video. Last video still applies, I'm sure. Pretty sure. Like, I know people like this. So, you know, let him do whatever he wants to do. What do I want to say about that? Yeah, here's my view, man. You're not using your shit for fair use. You're just doing it to defame and attack me. So if you want to use my content and your work attacking me, that's cool. Just pay me for it. When you post my content, literally me, you don't have permission to use my work. You have no permission to use any of my content. Just to be 100% clear. Doofus Dave does not have permission to use any of my work for any reason whatsoever. Not my likeness, nothing. Okay? I don't care if you want to be a bottom-feeding, scum-sucking leech in society, and that's how you make your money or whatever. I don't care. I really don't care if that's how you live your life. But if you're stealing my content for you to make money doing it with sponsors and shit like that, then you got to give me part of the money. That's how this works. So if you want to do that, just give it to me, right? You say I'm a grifter. Prove people right. Give me the money that the tens of thousands of dollars that you're making from me. Give it to me. There you go. That's your best thing. And if you don't, then it kind of proves that you're just a rat, scum-sucking loser. Because the reality is I offered that guy to debate. The Dave guy, right? First thing I did when he made his like completely false video about me, I said, "Okay, let's just talk it out, man. Let's debate it out." And he was obviously too afraid to do that. So like cowards do, then they go make more edited content that's also false and defamatory and liable. Like, I know where you got the content from. You got it from other mentally ill people who've been literally stalking me, trying to run scams on me, Like trying to dunk on somebody for getting a felony scam against them by some nut jobs online. Like, man, I don't know how you think that looks good for you, but anyway, keep doing what you want to do, man. I'm going to focus on my content. You want to focus on me, like I said before, just makes me more famous. So shout out to Doofus Dave and his dumb fuck band of idiots that follow him around. Make sure you guys check out Tim Pool Culture Wars on Friday. I'm having a real physicist from NASA come on the show. So maybe you guys could actually learn something for once. Probably not, though. Okay, guys, let's chat about Cosmic Summit. First thing I got to say about Cosmic Summit, man, a lot of Canadians in the Cosmic Summit. And y'all, if you're a Canadian, just a heads up, you cannot be walking around the inner city in the United States like late at night, just like on random side roads. Like it's not safe. It's not safe, guys. But I don't know. Maybe in Canada it's like more safe, but here I don't know. My Canadian brothers, y'all need some. We need some street smarts. But we had a good time. We went into the city one of the nights, and we got to hang out and have some beer at a couple different bars that we went to. We didn't go to any of the clubs like last time. I got to see Randall Carlson a couple times. I got to talk to Randall Carlson, not for a while, but I think we might do a follow-up, actually. So, you know, he's now looked more into my work. I think he's seen the crossover, and, you know, it's good in general. I got to talk to Billy Carson. So Billy Carson was randomly there. And, you know, of course, I went up to talk to him. And he gets a bad rap. But honestly, I don't really care what, you know, people say about, you know, other people. The reality is I say, like, you know, everybody is going to say something that's wrong at some point in their life. So if we're judging people by things that they say that are wrong, we're never going to get anywhere. Billy Carson, I think, you know, I asked him about Hal Puthoff and Eric Davis. So he's not familiar with, like, you know, the science around probably who figured it out. But I think it would be a fun conversation in general. So I'm going to try to get Billy Carson on the podcast pretty soon here as well. Who else did I run into? Bob Grenier, obviously, guys. Hung out with Bob Grenier a couple nights. Got to do the presentation with Bob Grenier. I'm going to show you guys part of that presentation here in a minute. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. The other big thing, one of the nights, there was a private party kind of thing. Like, I guess the speakers go there and talk to the people who buy the Super Pass, the Anunnaki Pass. And I ran into Jay Anderson there. And I think I buried the hatchet with Jay Anderson, actually. Actually, guys, can anyone remember why I was beefing with Jay Anderson? I actually really don't know why. Because we pretty much have, like, similar content. So, you know, I just went up to him and was like, hey, man, like, I don't even know why we're beefing. But, like, you know, seemed cool. And so then we just started talking for a little bit. And, yeah, I think that, you know, he's a chill guy in general. So it was pretty easy to, you know, kind of bury the hatchet with Jay. And I think that helps because, you know, helps build the network of people who are, you know, sharing the same content. I praised him specifically for his interviews with John Ramirez and with Mr. X. So I asked him about Mr. X. And it's crazy. Mr. X might be like a rogue researcher. Mr. X might be a rogue researcher. If you guys are not familiar with Mr. X, there was a live stream. You can probably search the history of my live streams and find the one about Mr. X. Seemed to be like an insider that knew about the Sapphire Project and scalar physics and plasmoids. But the reality is, I think that quite a few people just figure it out on their own. Quite a few people independently figure out that there's this extra aspect of the universe. The space is not empty. And then they come down the same path of scalar physics, et cetera. So I thought that was very interesting in terms of, you know, who that guy was, just maybe just a random rogue researcher. And the John Ramirez interview was apparently going to be part of a bigger production thing because Jay is more into the production side of the, I mean, he's That's not, I'm not saying this is what he does, but like he's better at the production stuff than I am. I don't really do any of the production stuff. So that's why that one interview was edited so unusually. Trying to think of what else. Shout out to George Howard who ran it. It was great. Oh, the other thing as well was that yeah, like who is that guy that made a 1 hour video? So here's a good analogy for you, okay? Like who are these weirdos who are attacking you all the time or whatever, right? When we got to this conference, there was people there that had, the first thing I saw was a table filled with like hyper realistic babies. I could tell right away they weren't like Cabbage Patch like dolls or anything like that. They were like literally hyper realistic babies that were like on this table. And the table was really long. And one of them was like ethnic silicon. I'm like, why does it say ethnic? For some reason, the word ethnic just felt very racist because that's where like the black and mixed babies were. And turned out there was some kind of crazy convention going on. And all these people were walking around with these like fake babies acting like they were real. Like rocking them, you know, carrying them, talking about them. So basically, those people are the equivalent of the guys that are like attacking us. Like they made us look super normal. We're out here talking about Anunnaki and pyramids being power plants and 0-point energy, teleportation. And we got straight up people talking to fake babies. Some of them had like 4 fake babies at once. They had them in strollers. I mean, it was a whole thing. And some of them have like a psychological issue or something, which I'm like, okay, got it. But no, if you Google it, yeah, it's crazy. If you Google it, there was like an article about this. There was an article about it recently because it's some insane, crazy thing that's like just started up recently where people are paying thousands of dollars for these hyper realistic babies. And you're like, what is going on? So it's kind of like that because like, why are these people even attacking me? What am I doing that's even worthy of this? Just, it feels like hurt feelings, right? Like, all right, anyway, all I do is talk about 0-point energy and how we can get off this planet, how we can have free energy. People really, really hate that idea, apparently. Yeah, also shout out to the people wearing the 4-orb shirts. I believe it was, oh boy. I know Claire came from a long way away. Shout out to Claire. If you're in the chat somewhere, shout out to you. Kimberly, I know you had one of them on. And then, oh man, I'm going to forget her name. Holly, I know I saw you as well. Sharon, I want to say. Maybe Sharon. But yes, thank you guys all who are like hyper supporters that were there, guys. Super awesome. Appreciate it. All the ladies, you know, all the ladies. See? Or was it Tracy? Maybe it was Tracy. Anyway. Got to get my my merch, guys. My OnlyFans. Got to get it rolling. Okay. Anything else about Cosmic Summit that I want to disclose? Let me think here. What else happened? Oh, I do want to shout out Disinformation. Yes, these people. I told these people that I would get so many ladies is getting them mixed up. Somebody came and told me that there's a rumor from Cosmic Summit that that I'm a ladies' man. They were like really insistent about it as well. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to say no to that rumor. It's 100% true, chat. 100% true. Okay. Disinform. There they are. Disinformbrand.com, guys. I have some of their shirts. I'll show you guys one real quick. Just kidding. Apparently, I don't have them on me somehow. Probably in a bag somewhere. Anyway, next time I'll show the disinformed thing, guys. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out some of the brands that were there hanging out. Okay, let's go to the next thing, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty lanky, chat. Quick shout out to creator Chris. Hello, Ashton. Is there some way to contact you and have a discussion and ask some questions? I've tried reaching Jeremy Reese and Crypto Alchemist via Telegram and X, but they won't reply. Oh, that's kind of depressing, man. I'm not really like a, guy that you just call up and hang out and talk to. There's just a lot of people that want to do that kind of thing. But in general, the best way is to ask me questions in the replies or in here. So if you have questions that you want asked, best way is a super chat, but I answer all questions if I see them and they're interesting. Show us your orbs. I don't know about all that, chat. I don't know about that. I'll show you guys my brain power. The point of the OnlyFans is not to reveal my body. I mean, maybe I'll take my shirt off, but it's to do physics equations and smarten people up. Truth Teller, dono for the ladies man fun. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys. One of the things I want to say is RIP to these Iranian scientists, guys. No matter whose side you're on in this conflict, let's call it. I don't even know what I'm gonna call it. It's kind of sucky that like these people got like wiped out, like top Iranian nuclear scientists killed by secret Israeli weapon. This was June 20th, 2025. This is just a few days ago. So remember when, like, these guys might have been followers of mine, chat. What if they were followers of mine? Wow. How crazy would that be if they killed these people because these Israeli scientists were like following me? I don't mean it like that, but I mean like, they were in the know. So Operation Narnia. Yes, for real. That's actually the name. Operation Narnia. Israeli operatives used a secret weapon to simultaneously kill 9 of Iran's top nuclear scientists as they slept in their beds. Wow. Wow. Well, I got to say, I don't think I have any a good chance, to be honest with you guys. But that's fine. So for the haters, if it makes you feel better, I probably can never leave the country ever again. Okay, so let's talk about the conflict real quick, guys. If you understand 0 point energy, that there is unlimited energy, realize that during the Manhattan Project, they were afraid that nukes were going to ignite the atmosphere. They were afraid that nukes were going to ignite the entire atmosphere. So we are not afraid of nuclear weapons anymore, but we're afraid of something much, much more powerful. 0 point energy opens the door to unlimited destructive potential. Unlimited. Remember, we're saying things are scale invariant. Whatever is small can be made very big. Whatever is big can be made very small. This means if we can make some kind of sustained over unity reaction, that we can produce free energy if we can sustain it. And we can make a weapon that is beyond what people can comprehend. Now, the United States has taken it a step further than that, even. A step further than that. What we've discovered from the MH370 videos is so far beyond just anything I could have ever even imagined in a million years. They've figured out how to manipulate reality itself. This is the kind of discovery that is, you find out about it, and then they immediately just start taking out everybody who knows, right? Nobody can know about this. I mean, what we're talking about here is like free energy, but also a really, really good understanding of space-time. Space-time not being just this empty vacuum. Well beyond, like, there's no way this is the first time this has ever happened. Simplest explanation, this is macroscopic, that means large, quantum, that means small, tunneling. Macroscopic quantum tunneling. Look up what quantum tunneling is. It's literally teleportation. And you're seeing it here, but on a larger scale. The barrier here It's space-time. That's why the plane's just straight up vanishing straight out of the... It's like being rendered out of the sky. Looks like it's being rendered straight out of the sky. No, those videos are not fake, sir. Not only are they not fake, they are super, super real. This video is Gorgon Stare. See these coordinates down here? NROL 22. This is a drone flying above an airplane. There's an airplane flying down here. There's a drone recording from above. That's what that is. It's connecting to a satellite. That's why it's called satellite video. 2 videos. Look at the way the orbs spin around the plane. Look at that. You can see these coordinates down here, by the way. These coordinates are the real location of MH370, by the way. Real location of the plane. Look at how they're spinning around it. Just look at how they're spinning around it. They're definitely mapping the plane. They're essentially doing the same thing that an MRI does. Like, let me play this back. Guys, look up what an MRI does, how it's a magnet spinning around you to, like, basically map your body. That's what these things are doing. That's what these are doing right here. They're basically just magnets, superconducting magnets spinning around the plane. And then now when they spin like this, change their orientation, they're directing the plane. We know the plane's going backwards. I mean, with a high degree of possibility, that plane's going backwards. Pretty wild. The reason why those videos are so stigmatized, the reason why I get attacked so much is because that's not fake. That's not fake. Nobody faked Gorgon Stare video. I know the exact asset that you used to record that. That's not, nobody faked that. Not in 2014. These videos are from 2014. I didn't make the videos. I wasn't like, hey, 10 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make some crazy military videos, put them on the internet. No. Not only are they 100% real, I found the guy that leaked the videos. Edward C. Lynn. I found the guy that leaked the videos. You'd be like, well, why don't you get him to come out? What's the point? You guys are so ignorant. It wouldn't change anything. You'd just be like, oh, he's lying to grift off Ashton's story. Like, you know, the goalposts constantly move forever. That's why I don't bother. That's why I don't bother. You either believe it or you don't believe it. You're either smart enough to realize that nobody faked 2 military videos in 2014 in perfect synchronization from 2 different angles. Nobody faked that, man. Doesn't matter what they show on the videos. Nobody faked that. Or you don't realize that. Or you're living in the Matrix, in your fake reality, where you think you're super smart, but it turns out you're basically just a cow or a sheep. You're a cattle waiting to be harvested. Your life really doesn't amount to much at all. None of ours really does. Not in the cosmic scheme of things. Just choose what you want to be, man. Choose what you want to be. Okay, rest in peace, nuclear scientists. There's another video I kind of want to listen to, actually. Oh, those dolls, man. Some of those dolls, they actually had fantasy ones that were like either goblins or like little Yodas or something. Maybe they were just Yodas. That would actually be somewhat normal. But I have a feeling they weren't Yodas, that they were like much scarier. Okay, so here's the situation with the war. We have technology that can teleport stuff. That was a United States covert operation that you just watched. That was an operation against China about MH370, kind of caught in the crossfire. Nobody's touching us, man. That video was 10 years ago. You think that China or Russia caught up in the last 10 years? No. We've probably been dunking on them for the last 10 years. So what happened in the Middle East? What happened in the Middle East? The holy war was going on between Israel and Palestine, and Iran supports Palestine. United States supports Israel. They're fighting over a tiny little piece of land that nobody should really give a shit about, but it's holy land, so everybody cares about it more than anything else in the whole world. And Iran started shooting hypersonic missiles, or at least supersonic missiles. They were really, really fast. 3 seconds from deployment to hitting the ground. 3 seconds. I counted. And they started putting Americans in danger. This is the equivalent of, you know, somebody randomly deciding to get in a fight with your little brother. Oh, look, our little brother just got slapped. Wow, am I going to let that happen? No. Do I love my little brother? Yes. Do we sometimes fight? Yeah. Do we sometimes have disagreements? Yeah. But if somebody comes at him, I'm going to check them. Like instantly. So basically, Israel, little bro to United States, got smacked. And the United States just stepped in and said, oh, hold up. Hold up. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. That ain't going down like that. And in one day, had complete air supremacy over all of Iran. One day. Complete air supremacy. That is game over right there, checkmate. When your country, you don't have air supremacy over your own country, you're done. You're done. And people out here like, they're going to drag us into World War III. Getting into World War III, everybody. What are you all talking about? We control the world. The United States controls the world. What did Russia do? What did China do when we literally just took over the airspace of their most powerful ally? That's their most powerful ally, Iran is. Israel dunked on all of their scientists in one night simultaneously and all their leadership. America came in, completely owned their air, and Trump is on social media. Trump is on social media saying, we can take out the supreme leader whenever we want. Whenever we want. The amount of hand waving that's going on for people to just like not realize what's going on with like our power play on this is crazy. Russia says nothing. Russia doesn't say Russia. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. Russia starts to drop the N-word. Ooh. Russia says the N-word. And Trump comes back and says, you're not allowed to say that word. That's our word. Nuclear? How dare you even say that? He says, I hope I didn't hear that word. I hope you didn't say that. Because if so, it's going to be butter on the wall. Butter on the bread, chat. Butter on the bread. Russia's next. In fact, I'm starting to worry that we are straight up. We are the dystopia. We are the fascist one world government. It might already be formed. We might just be watching it play out right now. I actually thought that Russia was going to do something. I thought there's no way they're just going to let us waltz in and just completely dominate Iran. And then Iran shoots some kind of weird symbolic, like 14 missiles off. Like, oh, they're done, man. Like the only thing left is the CIA is going to go put some puppet in. Like the supreme leader is going to be turned into a pod person or a reptilian or I don't know what they do, clone people. I don't know, but Iran's done, man. And so people were upset by this. Many of you stopped following me. And I said, I don't give a shit. I never cared. And then, boom, Trump ended the war. Ended the 12-day war. So within 48 hours, there's no World War III. There's never going to be any boots on the ground. Whoever is thinking we're going to be boots on the ground in Iran, what year do you think it is? Boots on the ground in Iran. What kind of weapons do you think we have? This isn't 1995. It's not the movie Jarhead. With what's his face? God damn it. We are not going to probably have boots on the ground in another war, not in a real significant way, in our lifetimes. The CIA is just going to take over these countries by like flipping out their leadership and getting their leadership aligned with us. And then we're going to make some weird one world dystopian government where Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and what's that guy's name? Joe Lonsdale, that they have like supreme control over everything that we do all the time. That's probably how this is playing out, guys. So When people talk about, oh no, we're afraid of World War III breaking out. No, nobody's going to do anything because we have teleportation technology. Let that slip into your brains. You just watched a United States operation use teleportation, and all it took was 3 little orbs spinning around a Boeing 777. And that thing was gone, man. Gone. You think that was 10 years ago? I guarantee you they got those orbs everywhere now. Everywhere. That's probably obsolete technology compared to what they got now. You're trying to get me afraid of some people in the Middle East that are fighting over a piece of land on the ground? And now for the other side, people say, oh, Ashton, you're a Mossad agent. Dude, what? Iran is not our ally. Iran is not our ally, guys. If this is about Palestine, Israel, or whatever, just leave me out of it. Yeah, Israel, for sure is influencing our government in ways that should probably be stopped as soon as we possibly can. Good luck to you for you on that. I'm not trying to fix the whole system. That shit ain't going to happen. But when it comes to whose side am I on, I'm not on the side of our adversary. Hell no. You're out your damn mind. You think I'm on the side of Iran? Death to America? Sorry, bro. I'm American all the way through. Boo-hoo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo. Exactly. Okay. And meanwhile, Marco Rubio came out as well, and now he's saying that we've got stuff nobody's seen as well. I mean, how many times do you guys have to hear it? Trump has said it twice. In fact, I'll play it. Like, just listen to the words that Trump is saying. He's the lie. Trump lies about everything. No, Trump's doing the thing that everybody was worried about. He's saying that we've got stuff that nobody understands.
And we're very powerful. This country is very powerful. Let me tell you, it's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have. More powerful than anybody, not even close. So nobody's going to do that, but I think that if that's what you're referring to, maybe it's not.
Just listen to our president of the United States, guys. Just listen to him. Just assume he's telling the truth, man, because he is. They're not going to do anything. Nobody's going to do anything to the United States because it's going to be over like that if they do. That's why China just sat back. That's why Russia just sat back. That's why Iran got completely annihilated in just 24 hours. Completely owned. Whether that makes you feel bad or whatever, boo-hoo-hoo, I don't really give a shit. That's the way of the world. Yes, we live in a dark-ass world where basically we're all slaves. Welcome to it, everybody. Now, you may say, Ashton, I want out. Well, I say you probably don't want to be like one of those nuclear Iranian physicists. Literally, I'm going to have to do disclaimers, go, please don't study zero-point energy if you are an adversary to the United States of America. Because I don't want that blood on my hands. But if you are an ally, then definitely learn zero-point energy because we need to make warp drive so I can get the hell off this planet and away from all these Redditors. And for the people out there going, hey, Ashton, how do you know they're Redditors? I used to be on Reddit when it was cool back in like 2010 and then got the hell out of there when it became terrible, like 2015, probably even before that. I know I can tell a Redditor through the internet like a superpower. Like a superpower, I can tell it. It's usually somebody who's completely brainwashed. They think they're the smartest person ever because they know how to go to Google and ask Google what they should say. They generally don't shower and are not very well kempt either. Just I'm saying that as a statement of fact. And yes, Rubio said that they got some weapons that nobody understands as well. So we've got Trump saying it twice. We got Rubio saying it. And we have Kratsios, the science and technology advisor, saying we have the ability to manipulate time and space. And I still got people in here trolling. I mean, come on, man. Wake the hell up. Don't you want to live in a world where we have free energy? Like, don't you think in your mind, like, man, what if he's actually telling the truth here? What if this is actually real? How sure are you that what you were taught is all there is? How sure are you that humanity is, we're at the pinnacle right now. It doesn't get any better than this. This is it. That's all. Is that what it feels like to you when you interact with the world? Feels like, yeah, we got it all figured out. This is pretty sweet. Wyona Riders, please check out Omega ZZ's YouTube videos on experiments with spherical magnetic arrays. I'll take that out later. Okay. So let's take a look at the presentation. I guess, what's the lesson? What's the lesson to learn from the war thing? There really are no lesson to be learned. I mean, if you're trying to use nukes, I guess the thing you should learn is that nukes are just some dog whistle shit that we're using. Once again, like, everything's a psyop, but things are also real. Like, yes, the whole nukes thing is a psyop. Ian Carroll, Candace Owens, blah, blah, blah. They're right. They're just trying to throw us into a war, right? They are trying to throw us into a war, but we're not fighting a conventional war like boots on the ground. We just annihilate and control people, control their mind, shit like that, right? That's the level that we're fighting on now. So when you say, like, oh no, boo-hoo, protect our adversary, don't hurt our adversaries, we need to be peaceful. That's not the way of the world, man. That's not the way of the world. I'm sorry, that's just not how the world works. I want the world to be that way as well, but it's just not. We don't live in a world where we can just trust everybody to be good. It only takes one person to mess it up, and I'm sorry. People mess it up all the damn time in this world. All the time. We would not last 24 hours with black hole super weapons in the hands of all of our adversaries. We would not last 24 hours. Okay? So the harsh reality is the United States has to do stuff like what we did to Iran for us to all be happy and safe and do our little podcasts and shit that we do here. That's what it takes. It's not fun. It's not something to be proud of. Just is what it is. It is what it is. And I guarantee you, if you look at this, if you look at the world through this lens, it will make a lot more sense to you. It'll make a lot more sense. A lot of people are just going, none of this makes sense. Why are they doing all this? It's because we have super weapons and no one can touch us. And Russia and China are basically desperately trying to get this technology so that they can touch us, because nobody can do anything that doesn't have this technology. What a hellhole we live in, chat. Debate Professor Dave, chat. I'm the one that challenged Professor Dave literally right after his first video. I didn't want to be mean to Professor Dave, guys. I didn't want to be mean to him. Debate him? Absolutely, I'll debate him. What are we talking about? I challenged him before. That I never reneged. I never even pulled that challenge back. That challenge is still out there. Heck, I said that I'll debate him on his channel because I don't really care about the money. But if he thinks that he doesn't want to give me too much attention, he can come on my channel. I don't care. I'm not doing this for money. First question is, why didn't he just debate me instead of making a second video? Why are you just going to make up more bullshit about me? I'm an open book. You want to talk? We can talk anytime you want, man. I mean, good luck, bro. Good luck. I mean, he already dodged once, so. Anyway. I mean, I am a little worried about picking on the specially abled. Guys, this is a PG-13 stream, chat. I'm trying to appeal to a younger audience. We don't use the R word here, the hard R word. It's differently abled, specially abled as well. There's a lot of different words that you can use for it. So let's give them a little bit of an education, guys. We did a little bit of warmongering tonight. We talked about Cosmic Summit, a little bit of drama. There actually wasn't that much drama other than the weird babies. But I'm never going to get those weird babies out of my mind. They're kind of seared in there now. The way that they were rocking the little cart with the babies in it, something wasn't normal about that. Not normal about that, man. Okay. Where are my slides? Wait, where are they? Hold on. Was it on a different one? I'm kind of confused. One sec. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yay. Cosmic Summit slideshow. Oh, wait, why is that so huge? Okay, guys, if you didn't see the Cosmic Summit, I'm going to do a very brief rundown of what this is all about. Where is it? Basically, I decided that I would do a thing on 0-point energy. I would go through the scientific papers because reality is people need more science in their life. Reality is people are kind of dumb and they need to know more stuff. But no, in all fairness, I wanted to get people up to speed on the scientific papers that led us to this point. So we start with Robert Forward, 1984, extracting energy. Once again, Redditors, yes, you can extract energy from the Casimir effect. There it is. Ground state of the hydrogen atom. This means space-time is not empty. Atoms are extracting energy from space-time. Hal Puthoff. More Hal Puthoff. Gravity is explained by 0-point energy. 1988. This is physical review, guys. Physical review. Physical review D, physical review A. Spoiler alert. The number of scientific papers that Professor Dave will ever get published in physical review in his entire life, 0. In fact, almost nobody gets their papers published in physical review. Hal Puthoff does, though. Worked with Ken Shoulders, Church's Chicken, Marauder Project, making spheromax of toroidal plasmas, accelerating them towards the speed of light. Force-free time harmonic plasmoids, stabilizing balls of plasma. Extracting energy from the quantum vacuum. This is Hal Puthoff's. This one shows that when you use the Casimir effect, you're not violating the laws of thermodynamics. So a lot of people say the laws of thermodynamics, is it, my camera's messed up? Hope not. They say that you can't extract energy from the quantum vacuum because it would violate the laws of thermodynamics, but that does not, because the ether, the 0-point energy, is its own energy source. It's an extra input. This is why we have to consider it like a fifth dimension of energy, because it's there. It's the ocean of energy we're living in all the time. We just don't really see it. NASA breakthrough physics propulsion. I went back through some of my old tweets and found this one. This one's a gem, guys. I think we found John Kramer here. Check this out. I think this is John Kramer. No, the ether was not disproven. Hey, for my noobs, guys, let me just show you real quick how badly I will destroy Doofus Dave. Like, if you're out there and you're like one of his followers and you're thinking like, this guy's like Terrence Howard. If you're thinking this guy's like Terrence Howard, he's a weirdo, or he's gonna be thinking of that ether stuff. No, man. You come at me with Michelson Morley, you better have a refutation for this. You ready? Hold on. Okay, Michelson Morley experiment. Yeah, look, no change in the interferometer, right? So you would say there's no ether. Right, Michelson Morley experiment. Move it around. If there was a swirling ether, those lights should be moving. The interference pattern should move. But what if we turn it vertically? What if we just flip it up like this? Then what happens? What happens? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! It's moving. In fact, it moves so that where the mirrors bend is perfectly perpendicular to the ground of the Earth. So it means that what we're seeing here is somehow related to altitude. Change in altitude. What changes with altitude? What changes with altitude? Huh. Oh, gravity. Gravity changes with altitude, right? The further up you go, the less gravity there is. Interesting thought. Maybe that ether is somehow connected to gravity. But wait a minute. What were those papers Ashton was just showing? Go back a second. Gravity as a 0-point fluctuation force. Would you look at that? There you go. Michelson Morley back on the table. Michelson Morley back on the table because we can see the gradient in the ether. We see it all the time. We call it gravity. The gradient in the ether is gravity. That's the swirling mist that we've been looking for. Oh, wow. You still think you want to do a debate against me? I'll let you back out. Inertia. Oh, we didn't even look at this one. The John Kramer. Yes, gravity is a pressure force. Correct, Chase. Great job. Great job. Gold star. Gold star for Chase, everybody. Experimental and theoretical tests of transient inertia claims. I think this is for John Kramer. So I'm going to double check this because Kramer's a pretty common last name. But if this is actually John Kramer, that means he was deep in this shit for a long time. This means John Kramer was with the Hal Puthoff boys working on teleportation back in the 90s. Side quest real quick, and I'll finish that. I heard a rumor. Stuff like Redditors attacking me doesn't piss me off. I heard a rumor that like Eric Davis and Hal Puthoff are being threatened or attacked or blackmailed or whatever. It might be nothing. Don't attack those guys. I'm not talking to my fans. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to like the CIA spooks or whatever. Leave those guys alone. Leave those guys alone. Yes, they may be gatekeeping, free energy technology, but they're also the people that helped invent it. So they get a pass. I look up to them. I am going to continue to rip on them probably till the days they die because they did hide free energy from us forever. But they do get a pass from, we're not going to, harass them, bother them, whatever, right? So leave them alone. Otherwise, if anything happens to them, whatever, then I just go full John Wick and just start like looking through who all the board of directors of all like Sierra Nevada Corporation, Lockheed Martin is and historically has been, and all the people that have worked in the CIA, trying to find out who's ever worked in the CIA, stuff like that. I don't want to do crazy shit like that. It's not fun for me, but that's what we'll do if anything happens to any of these engineers that I love and enjoy. Chat. Okay, so leave the engineers alone unless they're not allied within the United States, in which case, that's not on me. That's not on me, chat. If you're in Iran or North Korea, a 0-point energy researcher, that's just not on me. I warned you. Okay. Also, just real quick, clearly they believed in the ether. Look at what these experiments are about. Extracting 0-point energy, like quantum teleportation. What are we talking about here? Dirac sea of energy? This is all ether talk. This is all ether talk. Inertia and gravitation is ZPE model. This is where Haitian Ruda come in. Haitian Ruda were working with Hal Puthoff, and they show that it's not just gravity that can be explained by 0-point energy. It's mass and inertia too. Gravity, mass, and inertia are all explained by 0-point energy. Literally all the questions that everybody in the physics world wants to know the answer to. What's dark energy? What's dark matter? It's all just 0-point energy, man. Boom. Done. That was it. That was all we needed. It was actually just right there the whole time. And yes, some random healthcare IT guy who used to drink martinis every day on stream scooped you on it. Why? I guess that's one that people will study in psychology courses for ages. I wish I knew the answer to it. And then laser propulsion, constant momentum. Like this one, this paper, you just got to wonder, like, when did Frank Mead first realize that we can make plasma balls that just float around? He basically tries to figure out what is the most efficient that we can make an engine just fly around freely. And then we can match the velocity to our velocity to our propellant output, and we can get this constant momentum. And then if we incorporate a laser, forward-facing laser, we can basically just sail through the sky at almost no energy cost. It's wild. So Frank Mead had to be like the godfather of these ideas because he's the project manager on way too much of this stuff. The project managers, the ones who know all of like the high level what's going on. Unitel. So I showed the video during the presentation of the Unitel video. Just basically as the MH370 videos, talks about the ODVs, Paul Kirsch. These guys were all connected to Robert Forward, Eric Davis, Hal Puthoff, I think George Miley or one of the other guys. How are they all connected? I think Bernard Haish was also connected to Hutchinson. John Hutchinson. Wild. Teleportation physics study. Look, man, I don't know what to tell you. It's not a matter of believing in it. That's an Air Force Research Lab paper by Eric W. Davis, the world's leading expert in warp drives and wormholes. This was in 2004. And it goes through all the different kinds of teleportation. Read it. Obviously, they were trying to figure out teleportation. I don't know how you can come to any other conclusion. Frank Mead is the project manager on this. Like, people just don't want to believe it because it's beyond what they were taught. It's beyond what they were told to think, but it's real. Ball lightning study. I mean, people don't even know what this means, but what does ball lightning even mean? Remember those plasma toroids? The plasma toroids they were accelerating in the Marauder project? This is the study where they're trying to figure out all the different ways to stabilize a ball of plasma. In fact, he says the EVOs by Ken Shoulders are an ideal way for extracting energy from the quantum vacuum. Eric Davis wrote that. Dense plasma focus. I mean, just read the words in the abstracts. Well, Frank Mead, Air Force Research Labs, wrote this paper. Do they think they're lying in this paper? Or they're like, this is disinformation to confuse our adversaries. What part? What part's not real? What part of this isn't real? Like, this paper is just basically how to make a plasma ball that's a fusion reactor that has an over unity of 3 to 6 that produces gigawatts of excess power that uses the excess energy for communications, pulse-trained plasmoid weapons, ultra-high-powered lasers, and gravity devices. Gravity devices. Like the gravity devices that pinch together to teleport the plane? Basically. This is a funny question. I've got a ladies' man rumor about me, but you think that you're going to attack me based on my based on an angle where I can't talk to women? Okay. Good luck, I guess. Good luck, I guess. Okay. Defense Intelligence Reference Documents, the DIRDs, guys. Also, oh, my things are backwards. That's why I'm confused. Hey, thank you very much in the pill chat. Carrie Lake says, keep up the good work. Appreciate you guys. Love you too. Damn, yeah, the guys in the pill chat, you guys are awesome. Matt, I see you in there and a bunch of other people. Now, the DIRDs, I'm going to fly through these pretty quick. I've reviewed these. I don't even know how many times. Just read the DIRDs, man. Here's a list of like the authors on a lot of the DIRDs here as well. I actually realized I don't have all of them here. There's 38, so there's a bunch of authors missing. But they include like Paul Sis, they include Robert M.L. Baker, Hal Puthoff, Eric Davis, John Kramer, George Miley, George Hathaway is on a couple of these papers. Kit Green. I mean, they're not lightweights, guys. Friedwart Winterberg. For the person in the chat who is saying the ether is fake. Well, this is a literal Project Paperclip scientist. What that means is he came from Germany after the war because we dunked on the Nazis. And then we were like, we're going to steal your best scientists too. And he was one of them. He studied under Werner Heisenberg. Wait, it is Werner, right? Yeah. Famous physicist. He studied under Werner Heisenberg. He was an expert in fusion. Most of his work is classified, never been released and never will be released. And one of the things he said in this paper is he has a Planck ether hypothesis. Yes, exactly. The Friedwark-Winterberg, exactly. And Planck ether hypothesis, which is that the ether is real. It's just this quantum thing that we, it wasn't this swirly mist. It was this quantum interaction in reality. Basically says it's 0-point energy. The Planck ether hypothesis is exactly the same as 0-point energy. That's why he even mentions the Zitter-Buogong. He even says the Zitter-Buogong, the jiggliness of the 0-point energy, is a negative energy density. So when we talk about we need this negative energy, there it is. We're in this ocean of energy. You just have to tap into it. And what this is, they call it we're in the false vacuum. Like this is the false vacuum, the equilibrium. If you're to pull that 0-point energy out, that would be the true vacuum. That would be the real nothingness. That's the difference between the Jetsons and this shitty ass earth worshiping, fire worshiping civilization that we live in right now. This primitive civilization. Honestly, time travel me forward like another 1,000 years so I can go live with like the normal people, the non-primitives. It would be really, really great. Space-time metric engineering, Hal Puthoff. I mean, there it is. Jesus. Traversable wormholes. Negative energy requirement is not a big, huge thing. So don't come at me with your stupid arguments about we could make a wormhole, but it would require this huge amount of energy. Well, you should read the 20, 25-year-old paper by Matt Visser that says, no, we just need this actually negligible amount of negative energy because we can make our shell really, really thin. So we actually don't need that much energy, which is how they were able to teleport that airplane. That was not a big energy reaction. It was a low energy phase transition. Low energy phase transition. Bloop. Whoops. Warp drives, dark energy, and extra dimensions. This even mentions Kaluza-Klein, 1926. That's the theory. Like, basically, these papers explain the real science. They go, yep, Kaluza-Klein, 1926, unified electromagnetism with gravity using an extra dimension. We called it the ether. We're bringing the ether back. I really don't care what you call the ether. We're just calling the 0-point energy the ether because Tesla was right. And because we're bringing everything back. UFOs, we're not calling them UAPs. Hell no, we're not calling them UAPs. You probably have pronouns in your bios if you call them UAPs. No, they're UFOs. It's cold fusion. It's free energy. I don't care if you're like, that's not technically, actually, it's not really free energy. It's actually the space juice that you're squeezing out of space-time. No, it's free energy, man. If my phone is never having to be plugged in, that's free energy. Bada bing, bada boom. Extracting energy from the quantum vacuum. Eric W. Davis, one more time. Ken Shoulder. This is where Ken Shoulder's ball lightning was ideal for further research. Yeah, man. People were like, you can't use the plates to make it 0-point energy, free energy. You have to pull the plates apart. Yeah, they're using plasma. It's like, why would we use plates? Plasma is way better to do this. In fact, you should ask yourself, when I make a plasma, how can I make it stable? Shouldn't it come back together? Shouldn't it recombine? The negative and the positive should attract to one another. But Ken Shoulders showed that no, for some reason, these negative electron charges were clustering together. That's why he called them electron clusters, I think he called them, or EVs. So how is that possible? And what even is electricity? I urge you to think about that. What is electricity? Where does it come from? Air breathing MHD. I promise, guys, there's only a couple more slides. Air breathing MHD. I mean, this is the one where he found out Paul Sis was the one who wrote this. And it's all about how they figured out how to turn these basically scramjet engine, which is just a tube that air flows through with magnets on it. They figured out how to turn it into this drone that's now like a ball of plasma that floats around. And we know this is what they are because we can see the thing coming out of the back and we can see the trail in front as well. So we know it's like a tube on the inside. People are like, what's on the inside? It's a tube, man. It's just basically a tube. And they can just move on 360 degrees like on a gyroscope, like this. That's all it is. Endothermic. This is the first time I've ever seen any paper reference endothermic propulsion. I thought I made it up. I thought I made up endothermic propulsion because the lines in front of the orbs in the MH370 videos were black. Endothermic. It's cold. But actually, it's not cold. It's just like X-ray or something like that. It's basically just somewhere on the wave on the spectrum that is outside of our visible spectrum. The wavelength. Oh God, I'm struggling right now. Oh, and the other thing about this one is interesting is that they use YBCO superconducting magnets on these engines because these are the ones that have super high Tesla and they can be turned on or off as well. So it's better than a permanent magnet in some cases. So those same magnets that Ning Li and Potkanov were like spinning for anti-gravity, they're the same magnets they use in these scramjet designs when they're trying to compress the air with magnetism. Pretty interesting. They can actually use this too to slow the electrons down or speed them up. So it's a particle accelerator and decelerator. So they can slow them down if they want, or they can speed the electrons up if they want to use them for propulsion. So those orbs that I was showing you guys are like some kind of weird Swiss Army knife, super, super advanced technology. Gravity wave communication, Robert M.L. Baker won the Lifetime Achievement Award before gravity waves were even publicly detected, publicly announced. Laser light sails. You don't need to have an actual sail to make a laser that will pull you forward. And then quantum entanglement and non-locality. John Kramer. How we can literally teleport stuff. How we can literally teleport stuff using ER equals EPR. Einstein-Rosen equals Einstein-Rosen-Podolsky. A wormhole is actually just quantum tunneling, quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is the same as a wormhole. A very simple concept, and the only thing you need to understand that concept is scale invariance. What is very small can be very large, and what is very large can be made to be very small. And then invisibility cloaking. The best cloaking is bending space-time. Coherent matter wave beam, shout out. Shout out to Coherent matter wave beam. This is just honorable mention. This is probably one of the most important patents I've ever read in my life. And then U.S. Navy engineer Salvatore Pais's patents. High-frequency gravity wave generator, high-energy electromagnetic field generator. I mean, these are the patents that come from that kind of technology, that kind of institutionalized knowledge. Why did Sal come up with those patents? Because he'd seen the stuff. I mean, he's seen the stuff, so he knows. He just figured out how it works. It's not that hard. He's a smart guy. So, okay, guys, I hope you appreciated that. Let me do some donos, and then we have one last thing for tonight. Then I'm going to take a break. Okay. What we got here? Catman. Escape the fear-based belief enslavement simply through knowledge. Cure for fear of the unknown is knowledge and understanding, intentions, mechanics. That is like well presented. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And that guy, you should email Dave as publicly posted email address. No. If he wants, he can reach out to me. I'm not reaching out to him. Jesus. You don't go making like multiple defamatory videos about somebody without ever reaching out to them, without having ill intent, right? And then you expect that I'm going to reach out to you? No, man. You come groveling to me for the debate. You already dodged the debate once. You come to me. I'm not even giving you my email. You can find me through my people on Twitter. That's the only way to get in touch with me. So good luck. And then my cat man one more time says, countries and national identities mean little to deep state hive mind. It's just shells and avatars for corrupt elites to operate and enslave the masses. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's not quite a haiku, but we'll give it a pass. Okay, so the last thing I want to go over tonight is other scientific topics to go over with Dr. Yu. Where's my thing? crap. Did I not make a list of which one it was? Tim Pool. Oh, is it this one? Damn, no, that's a different one. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it real quick. Could have sworn I just called it Dr. U. Huh. Weird. Okay, well, I'll just make a new list. It's fine. Kind of annoying, though. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I found it. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. No, this is a different thing. Oh, here it is. Damn. That's funny. I found a different one, but now I found the thing I was looking for. Okay, here we go. Okay, Tim Pool, Dr. U, guys. If you're one of those people who wants to know the inside story of what we're going to talk about on one of these big shows, well, welcome to the thing. Casimir cavity microchip, that definitely needs to be on there, right? How can we trigger the noobs? Oh, okay, actually, these are all good. We can trigger the noobs pretty good with all these things I already have on here. So Big Bang Theory is probably bullshit, right? Cosmic microwave background doesn't matter. Big Bang Theory is for noobs. We don't care about that. 0-point energy invalidates the Big Bang Theory. I mean, it can still be real. I don't really care. There can be a Big Bang if you guys want. Doesn't really matter for, like, when you're a 0-point energy influencer, you're just like a little more cultured than Big Bang believers. You know, like they need the universe to come from this big explosion. For us, we're like, yeah, it could. It could come from a big explosion, but it could also just be infinite. It could also just be infinite because 0-point energy can basically stabilizes everything. It's basically this huge exchange of energy always happening. ER equals EPR. I just explained that. Wormholes, they're good. Wormholes are good. Wormholes are basically just quantum entanglement. The photoelectric effect. Guys, Einstein was wrong. Einstein was wrong. Light is not a particle. You have to be like literally just dumb to think that light is a particle. What makes you think light is a particle? In fact, Dr. Yu's explanation is the best. Like, hey, there's that light over there, right? Okay, well, I can see that light from anywhere in the room. I can be anywhere in the room, up in the corner, on the ground, anywhere. So does that mean there's little light particles everywhere in the room, hitting my eyes all the time? Little light particles everywhere, bouncing all over, hitting my eyes? Is that what it feels like when you look at light? The reason why we had to believe light was a particle, actually, I don't even know why. It's a wave. It's just resonance. Photoelectric effect is just resonance, man. Just resonance. If you have two spinning tops, they're going to interact either violently or not violently based on how they interact from their spins, right? Based on their spins. That's the same thing with light interacting with like a metal because everything is waves. So when waves hit each other, sometimes they react strongly and sometimes they don't. Let's see. The maglev. So the reason why I like the maglev is because the type of teleportation we're talking about is magnetic teleportation. They're using magnetism to pull it off. So maybe there's a connection to maglev. I want to have also MRIs. I want to ask Dr. Yu questions about magnetism. So I want to ask him about like how the maglev or maybe MRIs operate. Maybe we can learn something important about that. Space-time is a medium. I think we already got that. So let's put this up here. Light is a wave. Space-time is a medium. Ether. Michelson. Morley. This is actually a pretty good list. Polarizable vacuum model. Electrifying the vacuum. Air breathing magnetohydrodynamics. I want to ask Dr. Yu if he knows about these hypersonic designs. I mean, he works for NASA, right? Dr. Yu works for NASA, so you would think that he probably should know about how this stuff works. How does the sun work? Exactly. How does the sun work? I think it's pretty funny listening to people think that they're so smart because they were told, like, oh, this is how fusion works. You think there's a giant ball of hydrogen, mostly hydrogen, sitting in the sky, stable for billions and billions of years in an empty vacuum? Really? You don't think at some point it would become unstable over that whole course of time while it's literally expelling mass out every second? And yet you think we're going to be able to reproduce that on a small scale? With the view that the universe is empty, that's not possible. It's not possible to do that with the view that space is an empty vacuum. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but you'll find out in the long run. And then the free electron plasma laser producing gravitational ripples. I put via pulse, but I think you understand that the point being a gravity wave is just an increase or a change in the metric of space-time, which is energy, mass and energy. We know how to bend space-time. We see it. We see the Earth doing it right now. We see the sun do it. We see black holes do it. So we just need to add energy to our region of space-time and pulse it, and we make a wave. Quite simple. And then the Hallbach array. Somebody was saying something about spherical magnetic arrays. Spherical magnetic arrays. I don't know if this is what you meant, but the Hallbach array I did have listed down here because I think it's interesting in terms of how we might be able to create perpetual motion using magnetism. Because it's not a perfectly symmetrical shape. Kind of interesting. Oh, scalar waves and crossing the streams. Yeah, we probably should talk about phase conjugation. Good call. What other ideas, guys? Yeah, I probably should move this up the list. We're not going to get through everything, right? But we could probably get through a lot of this. And so I want to talk about these topics, and I also want to talk about the stuff that I showed you guys from the Cosmic Summit as well. Ram, asking about the Borbs. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Anything else? Guys, why are you still pushing this? I put a link to my debunk of his video in the description. Just check it out. In fact, because people are bothering me so much about it, after the stream, I'll cut up that first 30 minutes where I address his stupid shit from the last video. I'm pretty sure he hasn't addressed that still. And I'll re-upload that for you guys tomorrow so that nobody's confused. And then when anybody ever links me any of his stuff, you can just link the one that I already posted to him, where it starts with the fact that he already dodged a debate with me. So, yeah, let's just stick to the facts. Let's stick to the facts, guys. Okay. Any other? We have coherent matter wave beam. Do I not have that on here? Probably should put that on here again. There's not that many patents I want to talk about, but the coherent matter wave beam one I think is one of the best. What about like the talking plasma maybe? I think Ian Crossland's going to bring up the talking plasma. I don't even need to talk about that. Guys, we definitely got to the moon. Guys, we have teleportation technology, and you're worried about whether we got to the moon or not. Like, the only way we wouldn't have got to the moon is if we're living in a prison planet and there's, like, aliens making sure we can't go anywhere. Which, you know what? I don't rule anything out. Nothing would surprise me anymore. But, yes, we went to the moon, and we probably just didn't go back because we have teleportation technology. Why would we go to the moon if we have teleportation technology? And we're certainly not going to teleport somebody there because then everyone's going to know about our teleportation technology. And for the record, yes, I'm not going to watch Dave's new video. I literally do not care. Of course I don't care. Like, literally, I spent all weekend partying, hanging out with dudes, hanging out with hot girls, like enjoying myself, learning about archaeology, ancient history, networking, making connections. And this dude spent all weekend trying to make a video about me, like trying to like rat on me. We are not the same, bro. We are not the same. If that's what you get your jollies off of, enjoy. I didn't even enjoy going after them the first time. But the first video still applies. 100% guaranteed. Okay, is there any other things? Chad, it doesn't even matter if they're hot girls. You guys never, like, if you're a Professor Dave fan, I guarantee you've never talked or had consensual sex with a woman in your entire life. There's no chance. Let's just be real with each other, guys. Like, don't front in front of me, right? Like, the type of people that watch Professor Dave are the type of Redditors who, like, never have gone out before, have no social skills whatsoever, like, have never talked to a woman, probably wear, like, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle t-shirts and shit like that in their 30s, right? So, come on, man. This isn't a battle you can win against somebody like me. What other science things can we go through? This is a pretty good list, actually. I realized I put this together. It was pretty solid. Yeah, the neck beards, man. The crazy part is they'll talk about, like, they'll be like, they'll make these jokes about how you'll be ugly or that you can't, like, get women or something. You're like, dude, you're probably just talking about yourself. Like, everything that you guys say is just projection. Like, what about me makes it seem like I can't talk to women or I can't pick girls up? Like, I don't think I'm attractive, or like super attractive, but I'm not like ugly, you know? Come on. That kind of stuff. Like, if you're going to try to attack me, if you're going to try to like psyop or like gaslight me, you got to at least like be good at it. At least hit me where it hurts, man. At least hits me where it hurts. You're attacking Batman in this Batman symbol. Shit. Bounces off me, chat. Electric Universe. We could talk about Electric Universe. Darren Max. I'm so glad to be part of the Forbes family. I know it's real 100%. And this is the thing, guys. We don't even need to know it's real. Like, yeah, we know it's real. Like, so we don't even care what other people think. Like, who cares, man? You don't believe it's real. You don't believe it's real. It's fine. I mean, some people are, you know, some people are early adopters. They realize right away. Some people don't wake up until 1 PM, right? Some people get up early. They get their shit done. Other people are lazy and they don't. Just the way of the world. Thank you for that donation. Appreciate you, brother. Electric Universe. We could talk magnetic motor stuff too, but I think this is enough to trigger the normies that are out there. This will definitely cause, you know, I think we're looking at a third video. I think we're looking at a third video from this. Oh, one more thing. EM drive. The reason why EM drive is EM drive connects back to Sunny White again. And now that I realize it, yeah, Aronoff Bohm effect, JK, is probably pretty good. Next year, by the way, JK, you're coming to the Cosmic Summit with me. You're going to be my right-hand man at the Cosmic Summit next year. One way or another, we're going to just make it work. I'll take care of it. Sorry you didn't get to go this year, but we'll make it up to you next year. Yeah, Ross Kohler. What's this one? Ross Kohler talks about giant alien orb, yet dismisses Ashton orbs as USA tech. In fact, Ross Kohler actually just made a new thing, too, I think a couple of days ago, about how he says the United States actually has figured out anti-gravity, and they're hiding it. Are they just trying to, like, cut in on our turf here? Like, what is this? Are they really going to try to steal the narrative? I mean, whatever. I really don't even care anymore. Go ahead, steal the narrative. Be like, hey, guys, warp drives are real. Nobody's saying this. Nobody out there said warp drives are real. Don't look behind the curtain. Could totally see it happening. Okay, I think that's good. I mean, we're not going to get through all this on the Tim Pool stuff, but I want to send this to Dr. Yu. I specifically want to ask him about Sunny White. Because, I mean, he works at NASA. Sunny White worked at NASA, too. So what's the deal? He's got to know some inside info about these guys. Anyway. Yeah, the Michelson-Morley experiment, guys, check that one out. That was Martin Gruznik that I showed as well. In fact, I'll probably pull that up at the podcast on Friday. Okay, guys, that's it for tonight. I got to get some rest. This was a special stream for Cosmic Summit. Tomorrow, we'll be back at the regular time, regular thing, talking science. Probably getting ready for the interview on Friday because we will not be able to live stream on Friday, and then we'll be back again next week as normal. Thank you, guys. If you come up with any great questions to ask Dr. Yu, I'll post on Twitter later tonight, and you can put in the replies, you know, what you think I should ask, or if you think there's a patent or something that I missed that you think you want to hear on Tim Pool, or you want to hear Ian Crossland or us talk about. Awesome, guys. Great stream. Take it easy, you guys. Peace.
Out in the fields where the skies are wide, talking about a journey through the cosmic ride. Einstein and Thorne, they set the stage for a trip through time across the space age. Wormholes connect distant points in space, traversable paths to a far-off place. No black holes pull, no crushing weight, just a cosmic tunnel to a distant gate. Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow. We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow. Exotic matter, negative energy's the key to stabilize the wormhole for you and me. Quantum vacuum squeeze so tight, creating conditions for this wondrous flight. Static fields and lasers in the lab they play, generating forces in a new kind of way. Gravitational squeezing, Casimir's force, negative zones we need to stay the course. Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow. Thin shell formalism plates so fine, spherical geometry we realign. Energy conditions that we must defy. For a stable wormhole, let's give it a try. Forces balancing the plate, creating the throat, open the gates, from Earth to the stars in a single bound, a shortcut through space profound. Engineers and dreamers hold the key to future worlds and what we could be. With science in hand, we forge ahead through the cosmic paths that we now tread. Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow. From the fields to the stars, we break the chains. Understanding the universe, we make the gains. Lil Hula Crunk shines, bringing truth to light. Through his music, we'll explore the night. With wormholes and stargates, our path is clear. Exploring the cosmos.